Oh, hello everyone, and welcome to Hooked on Carnival, or Help Me, I'm Confused. You, not me. Start of our third season, folks. Let's start off with a bang. Having a little trouble there over Tasha. Oh, well, that's okay. 2 bangs out of 3. That means we win. Okay, each episode we hope to answer some of your questions to help your Carnival glass collecting experience. And as you can see, I'm still out of vacation mode after spending some time away from the lab and island hopping across the Caribbean. Or is it the Caribbean? Caribbean, 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 Caribbean. What is it, Tasha? Well, and thanks for the lay. Well, okay, I know this, Tasha, but don't say that. This is a family show. Watch your language. Oh, you mean the floral necklace lay? Oh, well, that's another story. It's the least I could do. Remember, I'm going to be nicer from now on to you, right? Oh, yeah, you bet. Okay, this week we've enlisted a coconut vendor, a Jamaican steel drum repairman, and the most interesting man in the world to help answer your questions. What? He retired months ago? After taking a trip into space with 10 cases of Dos Equis beer? 10 cases? Well, scratch him. Oh, good job, Boris. Okay, good job. We didn't need him anyway. Okay, so with no further ado, let's get started. Natasha, first question, please. Thank you, ma'am. Nice lay. Okay, let's see. First question here, it says, Dr. Glass, could you please explain stippling? I'm a new Carnival glass collector and am interested in knowing what stippling means. This is by Stephen S. Thank you, Stephen S. Well, I appreciate you sending that in, and we'll see if we can answer that for you. Okay, stippling is an effect added in between the patterns, or even within a pattern, as inside of a leaf. Okay. Using chisels, the mold maker added the marks that are now called stipples, little dentations in the mold. When the soft molten glass is poured in there, would fill in those little indentations and cause this rough surface we call stippling. It will show up as a bumpy texture in between the main pattern and may almost be a large grain sand effect on the surface where it would normally be smooth. It adds another dimension of reflection with the iridescence, so it makes those colors reflect and iridesce even more than they would. Okay, we discussed this once in the Dr. Glass episode 18 of season 1. So if you go back to that, you might be able to see a little bit more of what we're discussing now. And there's a great write-up about stippling on Carnival 101. And here it is along the bottom of your screen. If you go to that website, it'll also help you understand stippling. Let's take a look at our chart over here. It says, what is stippling? First of all, again, the mold maker will use a chisel, tiny little chisels with points on them. And in case of a standard piece that's stippled, for example, we have a 3 fruits plate. Bombs away. Okay, we've got a 3 fruits plate here, okay, and this is made by Northwood. And you'll see in the close-up picture on your screen that the stippling is little tiny bumps that surrounds the pattern of the 3 fruits and different leaves and things on the plate itself, okay? And as light reflects off of this, it's going to increase the iridescence in between those patterns on the plate, okay? It's very desirable to see that happen, okay? It can also be used sometimes, as in the case of this Thistle Banana Boat by Fenton, okay, where it's used in the pattern itself. It doesn't only separate, it's not around the pattern, okay, in the separate areas around the pattern, but it's also used in the pattern. In this case, with thistle leaves, okay, that surrounds the thistle, these leaves around here, they have the stippling in them themselves, not around the figure or the pattern itself, but within the pattern, okay? So that's another use for stippling. So several uses of stippling, and if you go to the website and you look back the early season of Dr. Glass, it may help you even understand that even more, okay? Okay, there you have it. Hopefully we've been able to answer your questions and help your Carnival glass collecting experience. Do we have any comments from our viewers this week? Oh, we do. Well, thank you. Thank you. A comment from our viewer. Well, this really isn't a comment. This is that's a comment. Comment on that one. Okay. In this case, it's a space gram, and it's from the most interesting man in the world. And it says, sorry, I couldn't make it for your advisor committee. Okay. I've been spending most of the time chasing around bottles of beer from floating around the cabin and squirting fizzy beer all over the ship when I popped the tops. So that would get into the electronics and like those movies where everything's blowing up. How did they ever survive? Okay, so he's doing that. But he'll leave us with a message, and his message is, stay thirsty, my friend. And, well, isn't that kind of him? Boris, what do you think of that? Well, Boris, well, good. He's back in your graces again now. Well, good job, Boris, and the most interesting man in the world. Maybe we can get him sometime through another spacegram to help us out with our comments. Okay. So, any more, Tasha? Any more? No? Okay. Well, so keep those cards and letters and comments coming in. You can send them to me at drglass@hookedoncarnival.com. You can see that again along the bottom of your screen. Boy, the bottom of that screen is pretty handy, isn't it, Tasha? Right. Okay. Also, please run out and join your local Carnival Glass Club. They're the best place to get hooked on They're the best place to get hooked on Carnival Glass. For those who live in or near the northwestern U.S., think about joining the Pacific Northwest Carnival Glass Club. They're a great club, and membership is no more than a DVD of Jimmy Buffett's latest Margaritaville songs or a cocktail at the top of the Seattle Space Needle. Again, you can see their Facebook link along the bottom of your screen. So that's our show for today. What's that, Tasha? A strange person has been seen lurking around the studio? Not again. And security questioned him, and he ran away. I'm tired of this. Let's get the security tapes. I want to see what's going on here. Okay, we'll get to the bottom of this, folks. But now, see you next week. Wave goodbye, Tasha. Oh, Dos Equis Beer saying goodbye. So long. See you next week.